Behind every smile we see on screen, there is a story hidden away from the bright lights. The cast of Heartland has touched our hearts for almost 2 decades, but what about the lives they live when the cameras stop rolling? Today we dive into the truth behind their real-life relationships, some steady and strong, some filled with quiet struggles, and all as captivating as the show itself. Amber Marshall, who plays the beloved Amy Fleming, is not just the star of Heartland, she is its very soul. On screen, Amy is the hoarse whisperer, the healer, the character who brings peace to animals and people alike. Off-screen, Amber's life is not too different, especially when it comes to her heart. Her real-life love story feels like something written right into the script of the show itself. Amber is married to Sean Turner, and their relationship is one built not on glitz and glamour, but on deep simplicity. Unlike many celebrities who crave the spotlight, Amber and her husband have chosen a quiet life together. They live on a ranch in Alberta, surrounded by horses, farm animals, and the kind of fresh air that keeps them grounded. This isn't just a house, it's a lifestyle. The couple works together to keep their farm running, caring for animals side by side, sharing the hard work and the joy. It's easy to see why fans believe that Amber's connection to Amy is so natural. She doesn't just play a character who loves the ranch life, she lives it. Every single day, their love story started in a way that felt genuine, away from flashing cameras and red carpet events. When Amber married Sean back in 2013, she wanted nothing extravagant, nothing over the top. Her wedding was private, deeply personal, and focused on family and close friends. What made it so special was its reflection of who she is, authentic, humble, and connected to nature. For Amber, the idea of marriage wasn't about proving anything to the world, it was about making a commitment to someone who truly understands her heart. Sean himself is not a Hollywood figure. He stays out of the spotlight, preferring the quieter life, and that is something Amber deeply values. Many fans often wonder why they don't see him in public or on Amber's social pages as much. The answer is simple. Their love does not need validation from likes or views. In fact, this very choice makes their bond even stronger. It is protected, private, and personal, a sanctuary away from the world's noise, but life on a ranch with her husband isn't always easy. They wake up early, face tough winters, and carry the responsibility of caring for animals that depend on them. Yet, through all of it, Amber often says she wouldn't have it any other way. This balance between her career on Heartland and her life with Sean is what keeps her grounded. She doesn't get swept up in fame because at the end of the day, she returns to a husband and a home where she is loved simply for being Amber, not Amy Fleming. Her fans often look at her and see more than just an actress. They see someone who has managed to find stability and peace in an industry known for chaos. She is proof that even in a world of flashing lights and endless headlines, it is possible to find a love story that feels normal, real, and lasting. And in a way, her marriage to Sean Turner mirrors the values that Heartland itself celebrates: family, loyalty, and the beauty of a life rooted in love. For many viewers, knowing that Amber's personal life reflects so much of her character's journey makes Heartland even more special. It feels like the warmth we see in Amy's eyes isn't just acting, it's the real Amber shining through. And maybe that's why her performance feels so genuine season after season. She's not pretending to understand love, family, and commitment. She is living it. Amber's story shows us something important. Love doesn't always need to be dramatic, filled with headlines or grand displays. Sometimes the strongest love is the quiet one, the one that grows in the stillness of nature, far from the cameras, where two people build a life together. That is Amber Marshall's truth, and it's one of the reasons her fans adore her so much. For millions of fans. Graham Wardle will always be remembered as Ty Borden, the loyal, kind-hearted partner of Amy Fleming, and the character whose love story defined Heartland for so many years. Ty's relationship with Amy was the emotional anchor of the series. Together they overcame hardship, loss, and joy, creating one of television's most heartfelt romances. But off-screen, Graham's story took a very different turn, one that surprised even the most dedicated fans. Graham Wardle is a man who values growth, independence, and self-discovery. After playing Ty for over a decade, he made the life-changing decision to step away from Heartland in 2020, leaving viewers heartbroken. For many, it felt almost personal, as though someone had taken away a family member. But Graham's decision wasn't about abandoning the show, it was about following his own journey, one that included both his career and his personal relationships. When it comes to love, Graham's life has not been as steady as Ty's. Fans who followed his personal story know that Graham was once married. In 2015, he tied the knot with Alisha Wardle, and for a while their marriage seemed like a quiet, stable bond. Much like Amber Marshall's husband, Alisha stayed away from the public eye. She was not a celebrity and didn't seek the spotlight, which is perhaps why their relationship resonated with fans who admired Graham's grounded nature. But love doesn't always last forever. By 2018, Graham and Alisha quietly went their separate ways. The details of their divorce were never shared publicly, and that silence spoke volumes. It showed that Graham wanted to keep his private life truly private, respecting both his own heart and Alisha's. Since then, Graham has focused less on romantic headlines and more on his personal mission. He has spoken openly about self-growth, spirituality, and finding meaning in life outside of acting. His podcast, Time Has Come, became his new platform to explore life's big questions: love, faith, purpose, and healing. While fans may long to know if he has found a new partner, Graham has made it clear his heart is on a journey of reflection and discovery. He doesn't rush love, nor does he perform it for the cameras. Instead, he chooses authenticity over appearances. But here's where the story gets interesting. Fans often mix Ty's perfect romance with Amy and Graham's real-life choices. Many wanted his marriage to mirror the show's fairy tale ending, and when it didn't, it created a bittersweet contrast. Yet this difference reminds us that actors are not their characters. While Ty found eternal love on screen, Graham is still searching for what love means to him off-screen. What makes Graham's story so unique is the courage it takes to walk away not just from Heartland, but from a marriage, from expectations, and from the familiar. He has been honest about the challenges of stepping into the unknown. Life, for him, is not about sticking to the safe script, but about writing a new one, even if it comes with risk and uncertainty. That honesty is rare in Hollywood, where so many actors pretend to live the perfect life. Graham doesn't pretend. He admits his struggles, and that vulnerability is part of what keeps fans deeply connected to him. Even now, after leaving Heartland, his bond with the show and its cast remains strong. He has expressed gratitude for the years he spent as Ty, and he respects the fans who still feel tied to him through the character. But when it comes to his own relationships, Graham keeps that door firmly shut. His privacy isn't a wall, it's a form of protection, allowing him to separate his art from his heart. As of today, Graham has not gone public with any new romantic relationship. Whether he is dating, engaged, or choosing to remain single is known only to him. And perhaps that mystery is what makes him so intriguing. Unlike many celebrities who turn their love lives into headlines, Graham shows us that love can remain sacred, hidden, and deeply personal. His story is not about the picture-perfect romance we saw between Ty and Amy. It is about a man brave enough to live authentically, to follow his calling, and to prioritize self-discovery over public approval. That might not be the fairy tale fans imagined, but in many ways it is even more inspiring. Graham Wardle teaches us that real love, whether for another person or for oneself, is not always simple, not always permanent, but always worth pursuing with honesty. And while Ty Borden's love story has ended, Graham Wardle's is still being written. Somewhere beyond the ranch, beyond the cameras, his heart continues its search for meaning. And perhaps that is the most powerful love story of all the love we must first find within ourselves. While the spotlight often shines on Amy and Ty, the strength of Heartland has always been in its ensemble cast. Each supporting actor brings their own heart to the series, portraying family, love, and resilience. But off-screen, their personal relationships are just as meaningful, sometimes joyful, sometimes complicated, and always deeply human. Michelle Morgan, Lou Fleming. Michelle Morgan, who plays Lou Fleming, is no stranger to portraying family drama. On the show, Lou's relationships are often tangled, balancing motherhood, career ambitions, and love that doesn't always last. But Michelle's real-life story carries a stability and devotion that contrasts. Sharply with her character's rocky romances, Michelle has been married to Derek Tistel since 2012, and together they've built a life grounded in love and family. Derek is not an actor, nor is he someone who seeks fame. He is a private man, and together with Michelle, he's created a quiet yet strong partnership. Their marriage has been marked by mutual respect and a shared focus on raising their children. Michelle is the proud mother of two, and her role as a parent is something she openly celebrates. She often shares glimpses of family life on social media, not in a flashy, curated way, but in real, joyful moments. Birthdays, holidays, and little everyday celebrations show the side of her that fans rarely get to see on screen, a mother devoted to nurturing her children's happiness. For Michelle, her relationship with Derek and their kids is the core of her life, giving her balance while she navigates the demands of acting and directing. Unlike Lou, who struggles to find lasting love, Michelle seems to have found her anchor. She represents the kind of real-world love story that is steady, resilient, and deeply cherished. Chris Potter, Tim Fleming, Chris Potter's character, Tim Fleming, has been at the center of many dramatic storylines, often clashing with his daughters and making questionable romantic choices. But when it comes to Chris himself, his personal life is far less chaotic than Tim's. Chris has been married to Karen Potter since 1985, a love story that has endured for nearly 4 decades. In an industry where relationships often crumble under pressure, Chris and Karen's marriage stands as a testament to loyalty and commitment. The couple has 4 children together, and their family is at the heart of everything Chris does. Behind the scenes, Chris has often spoken about the importance of family, not just as a theme of Heartland, but as the foundation of his own life. He and Karen have raised their children largely away from Hollywood's glare, allowing them to grow up with normalcy and stability. For Chris, being a husband and father has always come before fame. What's striking about his story is how it mirrors the lessons that Heartland teaches. Family is never perfect, but it's always worth fighting for. Chris's enduring marriage to Karen contrasts Tim Fleming's flawed relationships, reminding us that the man behind the role lives by a very different set of values. Alisha Newton, Georgie Fleming Morris. Then there is Alisha Newton, the actress who grew up before our eyes as Georgie Fleming Morris. When she first joined Heartland, she was a child. Today, she is a young woman, navigating both a blossoming career and the natural curiosity fans have about her personal life. Alisha is more private about her relationships, which is understandable given her age and the attention that comes with being in the public eye. While rumors occasionally circulate, she has never turned her personal life into a spectacle. Instead, she focuses on her work, her love for horses, and her passion for animal welfare. What we do know is that Alisha values authenticity. She shares glimpses of her life moments with friends, travel adventures, and her love for the outdoors, but she never lets the world know too much. This careful boundary allows her to protect her relationships from public pressure, a wise choice for someone building a career in the entertainment industry. In a way, Alisha's approach to love is still a story in progress. She's at the age where relationships may come and go, but what stands out is her maturity in keeping those parts of her life private. Fans often project hopes onto her, imagining her real-life love stories to mirror Georgie's, but Alisha is writing her own script, one that unfolds away from the spotlight, the bigger picture tether. Michelle, Chris, and Alisha reveal something important about the Heartland cast. Behind the fictional struggles and romances, there are real families, real commitments, and real choices that shape their lives. Michelle's steady marriage, Chris's decades-long partnership, and Alicia's protective privacy all highlight different stages of life and love. Their stories remind us that the magic of Heartland isn't just in the drama, it's in the reflection of real people who, like their characters, navigate love in all its forms. Whether it's the strength of a long-lasting marriage, the devotion to raising children, or the quiet protection of privacy, the supporting cast shows us that love comes in many shapes and each one is just as meaningful as the other. When we watch Heartland, we are drawn into a world where family, love, and resilience are at the center of every story. The characters feel real because the actors behind them give so much of themselves to the roles. But what makes the show even more powerful is knowing that behind the scripts and the carefully crafted scenes, there are real people living their own journeys of love, heartbreak, and discovery. Their personal stories are not staged, not directed, they are raw, genuine, and human. Amber Marshall shows us that love can be simple, rooted in nature and everyday life. Her marriage to Sean Turner isn't about fame or spotlight, it's about building a life together, raising animals, and living with authenticity. Through her, we see that the strongest relationships don't need to be shouted from the rooftops. They grow quietly, like roots sinking deep into the soil. Steady and unshakable. Graham Wardle's path reminds us that love doesn't always follow a straight line. His marriage ended, his career took a new direction, and his journey became one of self-discovery. For fans who longed for a fairy tale ending that mirrored Ty and Amy's, his story felt bittersweet. Yet in truth, it reveals something even more inspiring: the courage to let go, to seek meaning, and to honor your own heart even when it means breaking away from what's comfortable. His real-life choices teach us that love, whether for another person or for ourselves, requires honesty, bravery, and patience. Michelle Morgan's marriage and her devotion to her children offer another layer of inspiration. She balances career and family with grace, showing that love is not just romantic, it's also about nurturing, guiding, and protecting. In many ways, she embodies the same strength and tenderness she brings to Lou Fleming, but with a stability Lou rarely finds on screen. Her story shows us that sometimes the greatest love stories are found in the quiet devotion of family life. Chris Potter, too, gives us a glimpse of endurance. Nearly 40 years of marriage is no small feat, and his relationship with Corinne Potter is proof that love can last when it's built on trust and commitment. His life stands in contrast to the mistakes and struggles of Tim Fleming, reminding us that fiction may thrive on drama, but reality can be grounded in peace and loyalty. And then there's Alisha Newton, still young, still choosing how much of her heart to share with the world. She teaches us the importance of boundaries, of protecting the most sacred parts of life from the pressures of fame. For her, love is still a story being written, and watching her grow into that story reminds fans that everyone's journey looks different. When you put all these stories together, something beautiful becomes clear. The cast of Heartland reflects the very themes that make the show timeless. Their real lives are filled with the same values we see on screen: love, family, growth, and resilience. But unlike scripted drama, these relationships are unpredictable, imperfect, and deeply human. And maybe that's why fans feel so connected to them. Because at the end of the day, Heartland isn't just about horses and ranch life. It's about the universal experiences we all share: the joy of finding love, the pain of letting it go, the pride of raising a family, and the courage to keep moving forward when life doesn't go as planned. So, as season 19 unfolds, we watch not only with excitement for the fictional stories, but also with a deeper appreciation for the actors themselves. Their real-life relationships remind us that the magic of Heartland extends far beyond the screen. It lives in Alberta's fields and ranches and private homes filled with laughter, and in the quiet choices each cast member makes about love and family. In the end, the most powerful truth is this: the heart of Heartland beats not only in the show's beloved characters, but also in the personal journeys of the people who bring them to life. Their relationships, whether steady and strong or marked by change and growth, mirror the reality we all know. Love is never simple, never perfect, but always worth it. And perhaps that is why Heartland continues to endure. Because while the stories on screen may change, the deeper message stays the same. Love, in all its forms, is what binds us together. And just like the cast we've grown to love, we too are all writing our own chapters of it: messy, beautiful, and endlessly real. So, what do you think? Which cast member's real-life love story surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, because just like the family in Heartland, this story isn't complete without you.